The air around us is so important. Clean air is 99% oxygen and nitrogen, with the other 1% made up of other gases, including carbon dioxide, argon, and water vapor. When other substances contaminate Earth's air, it is called air pollution. Air pollutants such as lead, nitrogen oxides, and sulfur dioxide can cause people and animals to get sick and lead to death. It can cause reduced growth or death in plants. So, how can we protect this important resource? In 1963, the Clean Air Act became law in the United States. It regulates what can be released into the air from sources like factories, construction, energy production, and vehicles such as cars, trucks, and buses. Under the Clean Air Act, pollutants such as carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides, ozone, and sulfur dioxide have all decreased in our air. At the same time, the population grew and more miles were driven, but yet the amount of these pollutants still decreased. How did this happen? And how can we make our air even cleaner in the future? Let's take a look at 3 ways that air pollution from cars and other vehicles has decreased under the Clean Air Act. The first big change is unleaded gasoline. Before the 1970s, vehicles were powered by gasoline that contained lead, and this lead ended up going into the air as a pollutant when cars burned fuel. Lead is a toxic metal that can cause high blood pressure, heart disease in adults, and also negatively impacts brain and nervous system development in children. By 1996, leaded gasoline was completely phased out for use in most vehicles. It was replaced by unleaded gasoline. This resulted in a major decrease in lead pollution in our air, and a big reduction in lead poisoning in humans. The second big change in air pollution from cars comes from increased fuel efficiency. Most cars on the road today can travel much farther on less fuel than cars in the 1970s. The average car today is about 3 times as efficient as cars from the 1970s. More efficient cars means less pollutants in our air for the same number of miles driven. The third big change with cars is called the catalytic converter. Starting in 1975, most cars in the United States were equipped with this part, and it's pretty cool what it does. The catalytic converter on a car takes the harmful chemicals in a car exhaust that would be air pollutants, and using chemical reactions, changes them into less harmful chemicals. Thanks to technology like the catalytic converter, today's vehicles are up to 99% cleaner than in the 1970s. Those are 3 of the ways that cars have changed under the Clean Air Act to reduce air pollution. Scientists and engineers are working to come up with lots of other ways to stop pollutants from entering our air and clean up the pollutants already in our air, with the goal of keeping our air clean so we can all breathe easy.